Hi, welcome back to the channel. Well, Daisy Duke here and myself were a bit sad because in the making of the Dukes of Hazzard TV series, an estimated 300 classic 1969 Dodge Chargers were destroyed, usually by landing on their nose and destroying the nose area and breaking their chassis. I decided to change mine to look like one of these scrapped cars as a sort of homage, an RIP, a tribute to those old Dodge Chargers. Okay, let's see how to build this, and from memory this is the one I drive less. I don't think it has the performance upgrades. Armour I always recommend to maximum. It's annoying when your car falls apart. This one doesn't get driven a lot, so my brakes are stock. Front bumpers here, you just want stock. You already have this lovely damaged bumper held together with little pieces of cable ties, and anything else is wrong. You can't change the rear bumpers yet, which is a weird thing about this car. Engine I generally max on everything. On the exhausts, the stock exhaust is the closest to the exhaust that we want. Now it is a very shiny exhaust, but everything is shiny and then just in the wrong place or the wrong shape, so you have to stick with that. Fenders you want stock. Again, if you're making a nicer version, this is where you would repair them. But of course the stock ruined fenders you need. On the grille, I've been back and forward on the grille, but I think on balance I like the stock grille best over the crown grille, so that's easy. On the hood, this is very important. You want the inset hood, or in our case the damaged inset hood, because that gives those two little vents that you see on the top, which are on the real Charger. Horn doesn't really matter. Of course, horn does matter. You should have the that one, of course. Lights I would really leave stock because the car's just going to have yellowy standard lights, of course. You could maybe put these white ones in, but even they look a bit bright for this sort of car. Livery, you simply want the rusty livery, and this is obviously going to be quite critical, otherwise you get something like this. And all the other ones, they don't really look like you want. There's not enough paint on that one, and then we're into all the painted ones. There were no louvers on the General Lee. The General Lee only had a mirror on the one side, which you can see here is correct on stock. Plate, go ahead now, make yourself a custom plate. It's easy enough to do in the app, CNH320. Respray, the primary colour on this is a matte orange, and that's because we don't want shiny pieces of orange paint going through. Now, unlike my pristine generally that's using a crew colour to get the exact orange, obviously with what we're doing here, standard matte orange is fine. The secondary colour, you certainly don't want it chrome because obviously that's far too shiny. That's what you do on the real car. And what I've actually done here is a classic silver, so we still get the effect of having had chrome here, but it's very tarnished, very dull. Roll cage, there was one, and I think the roll cage and chassis upgrade is the closest looking one to the one that you're going to get. There's also a stunt cage, looks quite similar. It's up to you. For the roof, I haven't put a flag on, and here's why. As soon as you put a flag on, it's absolutely pristine, and that just does not look right. So I would rather it looks like the flag has just simply worn off in the weather, or maybe in disgust somebody sanded off that Confederate flag and just got rid of it. But one thing or the other, you don't want anything on the roof. There is no spoiler, of course, on the car. Suspension. Well, this car already sits rather low, especially at the front, so the last thing you want to do is lower it, so we leave that stock. I'll say my one is not souped up for performance. I would never put the turbo on because of the noises. For the wheels, into the muscle class, and I think it's right at the end, yes it is, are the mercenary wheels, and they are really very close to the ones on the real car. And you want to go back to the colour and select something like black steel. Again, we're trying to have the original shinier, I think they were diamond cut on the edge, wheels having completely tarnished, got filthy, and so on. Now you'd think now we were just going to go Windows and we'd be done, but it's not true because we have a wheelie bar, and the wheelie bar is the back bumper on this. As you see, this is where you would repair it for the immaculate version, or indeed add a wheelie bar. But leaving it stock does give you the broken back bumper. There were no tinted windows on the General Lee. So that completes the build for this car, and I don't think it's daylight, is it? We'll just go and have a quick look outside. Oh yeah, the sun's just come up. So here we are, one very ruined General Lee, one of the surviving 300 from the stump work. Hope you enjoyed the build, and if you like real cars in GTA, of course, do consider a subscription to the channel. It would be appreciated. So would a like be, and for the person who asked for this video, I'm afraid you are contractually obligated to like it, and for everybody else, hope it was enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to build an immaculate one, then Digital Car Addict has a great video out now. Otherwise, it's a yeehaw and a goodbye from Daisy and myself.